next guest from his 17-season run as a judge and photographer on the hit show America's Next Top Model. I'm not fangirling.
You were just saying how much you love him. 17 seasons, okay, for the last 15 years. He's also been an ambassador to the UN, and he's joining us now to talk about his latest venture. Please welcome fashion photographer, filmmaker, CARE Global Ambassador, Nigel Barker.
Yeah.
Welcome to GMA3.
So good to have you.
So you've joined forces with CARE, and this is a new campaign that they've started called She Leads the World. You traveled all the way to Sierra Leone to capture these incredible images and tell these stories. Tell us about that campaign.
I mean, an incredible trip. I mean, first of all the way to West Africa, 24 hours of traveling. I took my entire crew with me. But the important thing was to tell these stories of the extraordinary women that we were meeting, leaders in all fields. On day one, the moment we arrived, we met with the First Lady of Sierra Leone. Wow. And we got through to talking to students who had dropped out of school. But the crux of it was the operations that CARE was doing on the ground and how that actually affected these women and gave them the opportunity to actually be leaders in their communities, in their families. And it was story after story after story that we met with these extraordinary women in really some areas were really distant, hours and hours into the field, very difficult to get to. But it was I guess a groundbreaking moment for CARE and for us as well. We couldn't believe what we were going through.
You talk about how you were traversing serious terrain and you went into some very remote places talking to women of all cultures, and these were really pillars of strength in their own communities. What is a story that stood out to you that you encountered while you were there?
I mean, it was, to be honest, story after story. Everybody had their own unique perspective. And for example, one young girl who had been dropped out of school because they couldn't afford to send her to school, but she had somehow still raised the money by finding a job as a KK driver, which is like one of these little motorized little vehicles. Very difficult to do because it's all men who do this. So she had to sort of break through the stereotype. But as a result of that, she was feeding her entire family of 12. Wow. She had put herself back in school. And then she was also volunteering, and she was giving away condoms in order to sort of help with the AIDS issues that they have over there. And I'm like, that's a true leader. Mm-hmm. That's someone who I'd like my daughter to be.
Well, and let's talk about your daughter, because you were telling us during the commercial break what a proud father you are. The passion you just showed about this and these women, that's the passion you show about being a father. And when she was born 15 years ago, that's what inspired you to join the UN.
That's right.
Why was that so important for you?
Well, you know, I have a son who's 18 as well, right? And you know, I immediately, once I had my daughter, it was obvious that she was not going to have necessarily the same opportunities or treated the same way as my son. Things are hard here or different here. What are they like in the rest of the world? So I was like, I want to rally all the guys. I want my son to grow up to be, you know, understand what the situation is like and to fight as well. And I think it's so important that men are a part of this equation. You know, it's not just a woman's fight. It shouldn't just be, you know, UN women. It should be the UN that deal with this and the world that deals with this. It's a human issue, and gender equality is for all of us.
And absolutely. Such a unique perspective from a girl dad.
And we need more men thinking like you all across the world. Thank you so much.
My pleasure.
Nigel Barker, we so appreciate you for joining us here. And on Monday, March 4th, CARE is going to host a gallery event at Spring Studios here in New York, where you can find the portraits and video captured in Sierra Leone by Nigel Barker.
Such beauty. Thank you, Nigel.
Well, hey there, GMA fans. Robin Roberts here. Thanks for checking out our YouTube channel. Lots of great stuff here. So go on, click the subscribe button right over here to get more of awesome videos and content from GMA every day, anytime. We thank you for watching, and we'll see you in the morning on GMA.